All right, today we're going to unlock the secrets behind something called enterprise architecture. It's one of those things that can literally make or break a company's future. Think of it as this invisible force that determines whether a business can adapt and thrive or just gets left behind. So let's jump right in.
So let me just ask you this. Does it ever feel like your company's big, amazing strategy is completely disconnected from the technology you actually use every day? It's a super common problem, right? This disconnect, it just creates friction and waste, and that's exactly what enterprise architecture is designed to fix.
I mean, this chaos has real, painful consequences. You've got valuable data trapped in these silos, totally useless to the rest of the company. You've got teams paying for redundant apps that do the exact same thing, which just drains the budget. And your biggest, most important goals, they're being held back by tech that just can't keep up. But what if you could flip that? What if you could turn all that chaos into absolute clarity? Well, that's where the solution comes in. It's all about creating a single strategic blueprint for your entire organization. This blueprint is called enterprise architecture, or just EA for short. And really, it's the master plan that lines up your business strategy with your IT systems. It makes sure every single piece is working together, pulling in the same direction to hit those big goals. You can think of it as the bridge that connects your ambition to your execution. Here's a really great way to think about it. Imagine your business is a city. An enterprise architect doesn't go in and build every single house. No. They design the city plan. They lay down the roads, the power grid, the water lines. They create the framework that allows for smart, sustainable growth, so the city can actually flourish. So what's the real payoff? Well, with a strong EA, every single dollar you spend on technology is directly tied to a business goal. You start to strategically get rid of waste and redundant systems. You build an organization that's nimble enough to pivot when the market shifts. And you create this culture of accountability and, structured, purposeful innovation. That is a real competitive advantage. Okay, so how do you actually build this blueprint? Well, enterprise architecture is built on 4 core domains, and each one lays the foundation for the next. It all starts at the very top with business architecture. That's about defining your strategy, your core processes, your key capabilities. What are we trying to do? That then informs your data architecture, figuring out exactly what information you need and how it needs to flow. That in turn drives your application architecture. So what's the software we need to manage all that data? And finally, the technology architecture supports the whole thing with the right infrastructure. It's this perfect top-down cascade that makes sure everything is aligned, from your biggest idea all the way down to the server it runs on. But this isn't just about drawing pretty diagrams and hoping for the best. Nope. To build an architecture that actually lasts and delivers real value, you need a proven framework and strong, consistent governance. Now, 2 of the most popular frameworks you'll hear about are TOGAF and Zachman. Here's a simple way to get it. Think of TOGAF as the recipe. It gives you the step-by-step instructions on how to build your architecture. Zachman, on the other hand, is like the pantry. It's a system for organizing all of your ingredients so you know exactly what you have and where to find it. A lot of organizations actually use a bit of both to get the full picture. And to make sure this blueprint is more than just a document sitting on a shelf, you need strong governance. This means setting clear, foundational principles, simple stuff like reuse software before you buy new software, and establishing a dedicated architecture board with senior leaders to guide the way and make the tough calls. It's what turns the plan into reality. Okay, now let's talk about how all this comes together to tackle one of the biggest, most complicated challenges in business today: digital transformation. Here's the really crucial point. Without enterprise architecture, digital transformation is often just a high-stakes gamble. It's a bunch of disconnected, expensive projects that don't add up. With EA, it becomes a coherent strategy. You get a clear roadmap for moving to the cloud, a solid foundation for deploying AI, a smart plan for modernizing those old systems, and a secure framework that protects everything. And the results? Honestly, these speak for themselves. A major bank used EA to slash its operational costs by 1/3 just by streamlining its apps. A manufacturer used it to standardize data so they could predict and prevent critical equipment failures on the factory floor. These aren't just IT wins. These are transformative business results that come from a strong architectural vision. But don't make the mistake of thinking enterprise architecture is standing still. Oh no, it's evolving, and it's evolving fast to meet the demands of a more intelligent, more complex digital world. I mean, just look at what's on the horizon. We've got agile architecture, making EA way more responsive and iterative. Artificial intelligence is now starting to help us analyze and design smarter, more resilient systems. And we're even seeing a major focus on sustainability architecture, designing a greener, more efficient digital future. This field is more dynamic than it's ever been. So this really brings us to the bottom line. Every single company has an enterprise architecture. The only question is whether it's there by design or by default. So is your blueprint a solid foundation for the future, or is it secretly holding you back?